Where do you think marketing in asset management is heading?
I think it's absolutely being revolutionized at the moment. And uh, it's fun. The whole finfluencer debate amuses me greatly because finfluencers have been around for decades. Okay. Like the biggest influencer is hiding in plain sight. It's Warren Buffett. It's simply the channel that's changed. So, look at, if you go on YouTube now, the most popular person is Warren Buffett. There's clips of him from his CNBC and Bloomberg TV appearances and his Omaha, Omaha conference appearances, right? There's just limitless clips, and then people who are commentators, who are passionate enthusiasts about markets, they'll include a Warren Buffett clip, and that finfluencer kind of approach is just right there for all to see. When I was working in corporate communications, we were, the fund managers were finfluencers, but they were just talking to journalists, and the journalists would kind of write the story and relay, this is what Rick Reeder thinks about the Fed and treasuries and yields. So I think, market participants, yourself, myself, fund managers, they're still trying to connect with their clients and communicate meaning and value to their clients, right? But now we have this amazing thing called social media where you can do that immediately, right? If you want to go a post on LinkedIn, you can do that right now, and you could potentially be seen by, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of people in a very short space of time, which is an amazing thing. And Wei Lee at BlackRock, who's the chief investment strategist for the BlackRock Investment Institute. She's someone I worked with. She's an amazing example of this, right? I posted a clip of a podcast appearance she did a year ago. She was on the S&P Global podcast. I can't remember the name
Yeah,
of the podcast, but
it's
it was a little,
fixed income in 15 or
yeah,
something like that. No,
that one, right?
now
So
they
at the
changed name,
time,
but yeah,
yeah. So at the time, she had 50,000 followers, and she said she was doing all these, she would be doing client calls, quarterly client calls. And after every call, she'd pick up 500 followers on LinkedIn. And she thought, this is a really good way of communicating with my clients. And so I don't need to wait 3 months for the next client call. I can just post on LinkedIn tomorrow. If something changes in the markets and we've got an interesting piece of research or a good perspective, we can get that out to market straight away. Okay, and people can respond, and they can comment on the post, so it can start a conversation and start to build a bit of a sense of community around that person. And this
hmm
is the influencer kind of sort of uh, way. It's not just influencing debate, but it's creating community around people who are skilled at building audiences, like yourself. And so I think this is a massive part of marketing. I don't know how big it'll be, but yeah, I was recently at the podcast show in London, and I met some of Stephen Bartlett's Diary of the CEO team. And their message there, they've spoken about five or six different sessions, and their message was podcasting is the new television. Okay, and like it's the 4 billion of advertising that goes into podcasting today. There's no reason why podcasting can't take the 400 billion of advertising that currently goes into TV. And if you look at things like YouTube has now taken over as the main channel to watch on home television screens, and the
hmm
main medium for podcasts is YouTube. Okay, it's not Spotify, it's not Apple Podcasts, it's YouTube now. It's the biggest. So I just think these technologies, these new ways of communicating and building audiences, uh, are going to revolutionize our industry in the next 3 to 10 years. I think it's already starting to happen, but we are behind politics, we're behind sport, we're behind music, we're behind culture. But the medium is so powerful, right? It's the immediacy of the medium. You can talk to your audience immediately, and people do business with people. The easiest way to explain that is if I do a post for Markets Recon through the Markets Recon account, and I post the exact same thing through my own personal account, my personal account will get 10 to 20x impressions and engagements than the corporate post. And I found
Yeah.
that with BlackRock. I found that with Red Wheel, right? Like corporate brand assets on social media. It's an advertising game, right? If you want to push something out through a corporate account, you're basically gonna have to pay LinkedIn or Google for the privilege. And what's interesting is the four big technology platforms now account for 50% of all advertising spend, which is kind of
Wow.
incredible to think about, right? So, but for influencers, for humans like yourself, myself, we still have the ability to put something out that people connect with, and the algorithm can get behind it, right? And then you can see, really tremendous sort of engagement and reach. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I really hope that the platforms like LinkedIn don't kill that. I know, kind of impressions and engagement has been down this year. I recently I saw a big spike in the last 2 weeks for whatever reason. I don't know why, but so I hope that that continues, because I think that's an amazing thing about social media. The quality content can win out.
Is your pictures drinking beer that made the difference?
Yeah. Yeah. That was
um,
my most successful post of all time. So clearly, all my followers are alcoholics or something. So, or they think I am, and it's like a spectator
oh
sport.
gosh. You've reached the end of this clip, but the story's not over. To watch the full episode, follow this link. Go on. You can do it.